fine with that.
We always say that we are agree to disagree in several things, but I was thinking that whether Jayari was in very hurry, so whether he has a flight to catch for Kerala or not. But good thing is that he saved 2 minutes for me, and because we are a good friend and long time friend. Thank you very much for that. But anyway, so this is a. But first of all, I would like to thank Folu as well as BKS for actually giving the opportunity for an area which has been neglected during the discourse of the Food System Summit. So this is about giving the pavilion for Rainfed area, which is basically the 50% of the cultivated area in the country, where 60% of the farmers are there in the country, and 80% of the small and marginal farmers lives in that area. That needs to be spoken. This area has to speak about it. And then also, this area actually produce nutrition for the country. 89% of the millets, 88% of the pulses, the oil seed, most of the oil seeds come from this area. And so therefore, thank you very much for giving the opportunity to Rainfed area management as a pavilion in this discourse. Okay. So now there has been a lot of discussion and then a lot of session has happened, and I really thank all the speakers and all the people who have joined in the various session that has been organized in the Rainfed Area Management Pavilion. I thank you for your time, your deliberations, and the input that you have provided to take this discussion forward. So first of all, the water happens to be the central discussion point in the Rainfed areas, but it needs a different kind of a mindset. It need a different kind of a landscape lens. It is not the irrigation infrastructure that is required for the Rainfed. It is the more creating the sources, managing the sources, and empowering communities and the local governance system to manage the water. And it is required at the soil profile. So that is most important, and looking at investment for the groundwater recharging and also the spring sets, water sets. This needs investment, and this investment in the recent past has been reduced a lot. And then when we are looking at Rainfed to provide a lot of diversity, the diverse food, it is important to invest on the Rainfed, and particularly in water, but on differential way. We also spoke about, because this is the area which actually brings in a lot of diversification, but not the diversification the way that monocrop diversification and diversification in a monocropping framework is not required in the Rainfed. A lot of experience has actually been shared by the farmers, and I thank also FOLU to allow us to bring in a lot of farmers and the champions who have done this work on the ground to bring in this platform. Some of them are there, but some of the people, they have left because they have to go, because they have been here for 3-4 days, including the travel time. So, but it was said that diversification is required primarily in the case of the upland rice, which is around 6 million hectare area covers by that. Can we bring in the multi-cropping system, which has been the strength of the country in the Rainfed areas, and what kind of a support system that is required? And this multi-cropping system can actually spoke about, it's create a synergy between the land, life, and living in this planet, and particularly in India. And this diversification also needs some kind of a support system. And in our session, there was one talk that if you change the seed, you can actually, it can be a lever to change the food system itself. If we look at the traditional seeds and varieties which are nutritionally dense, right? Already a lot of varieties, and lot of this work, this conservation of the traditional seeds has been done by the women in the country. And if you look at several experiences in the morning also, there were some references of that, and we spoke about that how the traditional seeds can come into the mainstream system, so that the more diversity is there, more nutrition dense seeds are available. So therefore we can actually get into a more diversity in the plate as well. We also spoke about some of the things which is has been talking about for last 4 or 5 years intensely about the millets, bringing millets into the plate. Last year being International Year of Millets, lot of celebration has happened, but we are also looking at that after the celebration, lot of diversion has happened also, and backtracking has also been happened. Lot of states has actually announced a millet mission, every most of the state as well. But I think as long as we are not looking at a ecosystem support for the millets, which has been, millets was, we used to say that millet was conserved by the women, and now with a lot of experiences from the women in Odisha, which actually empowered the millets discourse in the country as well. So we see that there is a need of ecosystem support that has been discussed, bringing in all the people together, the business, the community, and the decentralized processing, which allows people not to grow the millets only for export, but to consume in their home. So that is important. Those are the important interventions that is required, that people have talked about it. Some also been said that there was a Niti Aayog experiences in bringing millets into the ICDS, and then some of the experiences happened in the aspirational district. Whether those kind of an experience to be taken up in the aspirational block, which are also in the rain-fed areas. And then we also see that the role of NARA in taking this conversation forward. Fortunately, we had Mr. Franklin in one of the session where we had a conversation with them, him to take this kind of a discourse in the government system, where you need to bring in Women and Child Development Department, Agriculture, PDS, as well as the Niti Aayog in the conversation of the aspiration, taking the millets into the aspirational blocks as well. And then we also discussed that there is it's not about the crops, it's all about in the rain-fed and the food system. It is crops, livestock. We also call it as a in extensive system. It produces lean meat. Now many of us are afraid of the obesity and all that, but this is the area, the extensive livestock system, which actually produce the lean meat, desi poultry meat, and it also produce a lot of milk, and some of the presentation was about the camel milk, and where people say the camel milk is not a milk, it is a medicine. So this is the strength of the extensive livestock system, which are primarily into the rain-fed areas. And it is also, we also spoke about that there is a lot of, we need to look at agriculture, the forest system, the livestock system together, which can actually need we need to look at the solutions in the different bioagroecologies. So one bioagroecologist offers a different kind of a solutions for the food system, and some other bioecologists provide something different kind of an solutions. So therefore, the looking at agroecology, looking at the agroclimatic zone and bioregions will be very interesting to provide different kind of solutions to the food system in India. Lastly, probably last 2 minutes, I probably taking his 2 minutes time, only 1 minute, okay. So this year also offers, because we are coming towards a international year of rangeland and pastoralist in 2026. And in this conversation, we also spoke that this can also offer a lot of energies into our system, because pastoralists looked at backward. Also, they have been blamed as methane producers. But we need to look at, as there is a lot of discussion happened, that extensive livestock system, the pastoral system, how there is a lot of misleading calculation, and therefore we need to recognize that what are this kind of system offers. Probably lastly, we would say that there was a discussion with the Joint Secretary who also guides NARA. We said that there is a need of a comprehensive rain-fed area rain-fed agriculture policy in the country for which has been pending for quite some time. A lot of civil society and the farmers organization has provided a lot of support, and that needs to taken up forward. And then also we see that these rain-fed areas, since they are the most vulnerable into the climate change, so a lot of climate resilient, now a lot of discussion happening on climate smart, but we need to have a more climate resilient agriculture for the rain-fed area. I think with these sessions and all this discourse, they can provide this rain-fed agriculture, rain-fed area, where you see the lot of diversity. If we act rightly, it can offer an unique Indian solutions, Indian story of food system summits, food system transformation in the country. Thank you very much.